Hello guys, my name is Nine, and today we are going to be building a little bit different of a base. This is obviously a clan style base. This is not meant for your solo, duo, trio. This is a big base. It's a V2 of a base I did a long time ago, as I want to update it and make it more to the metas that are now, circulating. So, starting at one of our externals here, there are 3 of this cost, so 5k metal, 8k stone. And then I'm going to fly over to our other section. And there's 3 of these at 6.5k metal and 6.5k stone. Alright, jumping into our gatehouse, we are met with some simple peeks into our compound. Nothing crazy, just a little bit of a peak. Below those little peaks, we have turrets on either side to guard our large furnaces. And obviously on these other sections, it will be the same. 3 of our sides are gatehouses, while the other 3 sides will actually be these little bedroom modules that I like to use. They have a battery for some of the compound or mini channel wall turrets, and then they also have a locker and 2 beds. Just a good use of space. Coming into our mini channel wall, you're going to see that this is kind of something that I'm really liking. It's got these turrets on every single side here with windows, and then just tons of bedrooms. So there's 12 bedrooms in compound because of this. So it's really nice, as you can see here. It also just gives you some nice little angles out and around the compound. You get what I mean. It's just another way to partition everything off. It's real nice. Coming into our side that is not one of our main entrances, these are going to be our bedroom modules. These are just straight up bedrooms every floor. This base has got a crazy amount of bedrooms, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. These are actually bunkers here, so if you twig this open, come in here. This is room for a 2 large boxes and a battery. It's not placed in this one, but it's okay. And there's going to be 6 bunkers in this base in total. And be aware that if you are on console, that these bunkers will not work. These are triangle roof bunkers. They are not squares. They will not work. Excuse me here. Grabbing twig and actually opening this proper, you'll see that this is actually our main entrance side as it leads deeper. We have drop boxes to our left and these bunkers here. This is what your bunker module will actually look like. Apologies for that. Battery, large boxes, sealed off with the garage door, and furnaces are just here to make an easy jump in and around. You can just use a ladder here as well, and then breaking this. And just one more reminder, these bunkers do not work on console. This is a PC only kind of bunker, so the base still is very viable without these bunkers. Just realize that. And then also in our entrance here, we have batteries. Up and to the right will eventually lead to open core, more bedrooms and all that, but we're going to take you to the starter unit first. Coming in this simple little airlock here, just to stop people from going deep early, furnaces and the honeycomb, and we just have tons of box loot rooms here. So this is obviously room to spam bags. I haven't even done so. You don't really need to. You just spam bags throughout this entire little ring area and it'll be good. Coming in here will be our main TC compartment. Obviously main TC is extraordinarily expensive on the space. This is meant for a clan. It's not your duo or trio. You're gonna get about half, maybe 15 hours on TC if you're lucky, and then obviously more loot space there. And it's all sealed up, so it's a little bit of a starter unit before the real starter. Okay, coming to second floor of starter. It's gonna be, apologies here. It's gonna be more of the same. Just more loot space. You can obviously remove these little woods and just do bedrooms here. So like early game, let's say you don't need more loot space, turn these into bedrooms, as some core centralized bedrooms are always really nice, or turn this into furnace space, mixing table space, whatever you want. And then in this middle here, I've chose just to do more boxes. Okay, I'm gonna go back down and go through the main way to get up. So if you came in from this entrance here, from the mini channel wall, you can go up and to the right, which will lead, obviously, to our second floor of our starter unit, like this. There's a bedroom on each side, and if we keep going up, we are eventually met with our open core. Now there's boxes on each side here. These can be drop boxes, loot space, whatever you want. They're actually honeycomb from the outside, so they're actually pretty expensive to reach. We have a nice little core peak here. I suggest putting some small boxes here to make this peak a little easier now with the crouch meta. Jumping up here, you'll see we have tons of vending machines for flexing our loot. We have a little bedroom up here. This can be whatever you want, but I like just extra little bedrooms everywhere. Obviously, vending machines. Tons of boxes throughout this entire thing. Furnaces. This is where your tier 3, your deployables and whatnot can go. And you also have ramp peak turrets. If you didn't notice them as well, above those vending machines are even more turrets. It's a simple open core, but honestly, it's pretty effective with the meta of being a little shorter of a base. It's cheaper than you might expect. Yeah. going back to that rotation, you'll see that we have more bedrooms and we have a jump up through our wide gap. So this is gapped, obviously. You still have these little peaks in the compound. This can technically be an early game peak here as well. And we'll jump up here. Now these peaks drop back here will be some drop back peaks looking back towards the base. And then obviously you can glass window these off if you don't want to be shot here, but I've left them open because it's just nice angles. Now with the meta changing where you need to crouch, these ramps here on shooting floor, just being wood, are going to give us those angles where we can actually crouch like we were before. So angles like this are still possible now like this. And as you can see, it's nice. And then above these bedrooms, as you can see, these bedrooms just stack up on these squares, so even more bedrooms here. Kept going into this little inner sanctum. We have a locker on our side, just glass windows, so you can kind of fight from this area still. And this will be our core peak area. As you can see, I got lockers spam through here. The turrets are here. They peek into open core. These are your nice peaks. Yeah, you can spam beds up here. Obviously, I didn't fully spam beds. I just put a few, but you can fit tons more in all this empty space here, as you might expect. These are our roof jump ups. Jumping up here, nice and easy. And then in these little rooms on the roof are extra batteries. I usually put my roof turrets on these. So as you can see, that's pretty nice. Okay. Jumping back down to shooting floor. I'm gonna show you the roof peak ups that I forgot to show. Over here, from those same peaks over here, you still have more peaks coming like this, but you also have your roof peak ups. There'll be 6 of these, one on every side. And obviously jumping up, you have more peaks on your roof. To peek further away, you can use these little wide gaps, get your little angles. You know the deal. Okay, jumping back down here. Now this was our open core side. And also you have these peaks. Sorry, forgot to mention. Very nice, good rotation. Over here is these are those bedroom modules that I was talking about. All these are just honeycomb for the open core, turned into, for lack of better words, a few bedrooms, as you're going to be able to see here. There's 3 of these modules, one on each side of the base, and each one is just stacked bedrooms. And then at the very bottom, if you remember at the beginning here, we have the bunker. So it's really expensive. Alrighty, that about does it for the tour of the base. If you guys want to load up the code on Sanctuary, the link will be in the description, and I'll even put it later in the video. So without further ado, let's hop into the cost, the upkeep, all that stuff, and then we will get into actually building the base. Alrighty guys, obviously before we actually build the base, we're going to look at the cost and the upkeep of the base. So on screen now, you'll see the cost of the base: 240k stone, 245k metal, and 302 high qual. Note that I basically use no high qual in the creation of this base, only a few armored doors and stuff like that. Also note, this isn't for your trio, it's for your 20-man, so this cost to build is actually tolerable. And here is the upkeep: 56k stone, 55k metal frags, and well, no high qual. It's basically nothing. So obviously, like I said before, this base is expensive, but remember, it's for your Zerg, your large clan, whatever you may call it, or the really dedicated monthly group. And here is the Sanctuary code if you guys want to load it in. It can also be found in the description, but it's MTIJ2X. Alright guys, so without further ado, we're actually going to hop right into the build, and I hope you guys like it. Alrighty guys, before we actually get into the build, I'm going to be showing off the footprint here. So as you can kind of see here, the main footprint is pretty large, so expect a decently expensive main TC, and then we obviously have these multi-TC'd sections off to here. They are symmetrical on every side. As you can see, this little stone triangle on every side, how it's always on the right, as if you were looking that way. And then obviously, we got wide gaps. It's all the same, really symmetrical, easy to follow. We'll get into the actual build now. So, coming down here, I'm going to be wiping the island and starting with the starter unit. So, to start with the starter unit, all you're going to make is a little hex core, and apologies for me not having symmetry on. We're going to be doing that to save a lot of time in this build. So, I like to just use a single door. You can use a double door if you want. We're just going to cap off this entire area. Grab me a TC, a wall, and place some TC in here. I also like to put a 4-box loot room. And obviously you can do this any way you want, but this is just the way I do it. Pretty simple. Obviously at this point you're going to want to expand much further. So for this entire build, I'm going to be using symmetry, as it's going to speed up the build process tremendously. So coming out here, we're gonna expand our hexagon core into, well, a bigger hexagon core by putting triangles on every side, as you see here. And then to finish our starter, we're going to build the rest of the main footprint. And I'll get another view top down for you. Okay, coming down to here, these will be our loot rooms, like so. And obviously sometimes stuff doesn't place, you know how it goes. This will be our way out for now. This will be either furnaces, locker, whatever you want. Our single door to create an airlock, like so. And then capping the entire thing off. Now there are 3 entrances into core in the space from first floor. You can change this up if you don't like that. You can like remove it where it's only one side that gets in. It's personal preference. And then over here is going to be our jump up to the second floor starter. I suggest now putting your airlocks down. You don't have to do single door airlocks like I do here if you don't want to, if you think it'll be annoying for your clan. Ooh, dope. I want double door here, so it creates an airlock. So you can do this if you want like this, if you want an airlock, but it's personal preference. You don't have to. And then I like to garage door off these parts. Yep. And that's a pretty, you know, like separated out core. It's good enough to fight from for now. Going up to second floor, we're going to continue building up. We're gonna wall in 2 more sections like so. These will turn into loot rooms. I'm gonna be removing this and turning this one to wood. Now, I like to do it the way that I showed in the tour. This is going to be a loot room for now, but it's wood if you want to break it and turn it into a bedroom at any time, and then this one will be a bedroom. Okay. Putting a window here, here, here. This is usable honeycomb. You can put either a locker in here or furnaces, doesn't matter to me. Yeah, another one of those simple airlocks, and finishing off this entire section. Okay. Double door here. Glass window here, single door, double door airlock. And then obviously you can like garage door off this section here, glass window here. And I do the glass windows just so I have some vision into people like trying to go deep or any of the weird stuff like that. And then the central area right here, obviously it's symmetry, so it looks pretty crazy when I do it, but is just using 2 of the triangles for some 4-box loot rooms. So this, I like to turn into bedroom. This can be loot space, but if you need it, this can also be loot space. This can also be a bedroom. Do whatever you want. It's always nice to have it. And yeah, it's all personal preference. Okay. I'll come outside and show you what the base is going to look like right now. So it's mirrored on every side. So this side is just going to be like loot room, loot space. You get the point. Rotation, entrance, etc. Okay. Coming outside and switching to twig, I'm going to show you guys how to multi-TC. Now, the multi-TC for this side, it's the same thing on all 6 sides. So I'm going to toggle 6-way symmetry just to make it easy. So to start, you're going to place 2 twig triangles, break the first one, and now build out 8 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Place a triangle and break your entire build out. I'll let you leave this triangle to ensure that I've actually multi-TC'd properly. Now coming back with triangles, you just keep coming back until you can't no more. You'll see what I mean. And now, if this square, you'll see that here it's jumping sockets, like this. That means I've done it right. Now I can break this triangle and finish the footprint. Like so. And as you can see, with symmetry, it's done this on every side. So breaking my build out. So you'll see that the footprint is completed on every side. Obviously this isn't the final footprint. We still have to expand the little triangles for honeycomb here and all that. But for now, it's perfectly fine. Okay, placing our external TCs now. So we're gonna go out 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. Raise our 5th and place like so. Okay. Now I like to sheet metal this one. Stone. These are our disconnectables, by the way. They don't have to be disconnectable per se. Oh man, I'm gonna redo this so it doesn't bug out, I hope. It's bugging out on these, but ignore that. Well, sanctuary bugs, we're fine. And making our external TC. And I will sheet metal this how I would properly do it. And then stone when it needs to be stone. And single door, double door, here. Good, and place our TC in here. Now to make our disconnectables, if you don't know how these work, you place a twig ramp lowered like this, twig like this, And now a raised, like this, sheet metal ramp, breaking this twig. This is our disconnect bolt. You shoot out this twig, and it will be disconnected, so you can replace main DC. Coming up to our gatehouses. Now this is different. Only 3 sides are like one way. So these sides, for instance, are going to be our bedrooms and battery rooms. And you can tell this by, that's our main entrance side, the one with all the doors. This is our bedroom. You can also just do it as normal gatehouses, but I like to do the bedroom battery combo. And then this will turn into our, I'll just place it just so you understand, our battery bedroom module. You can single door this off, and double door this off, and boom. And obviously your turrets will go down here. Okay, flying over to this other section. These will be our gatehouses. I like to do 3 gatehouses, like I said before. You don't need 6, in my opinion. It's just overkill. You use the space for something else, more effective. That's why I use it for the other stuff. Windowing these off, you have your simple peaks. Okay. Now at this point, we're going to want to finish our compound. To do so, you're just going to be placing, I believe it is 4 walls, like so. And they're really, like, practice this beforehand if you do have trouble with this kind of stuff, but like, it's a pretty, like, symmetrical. It's really easy to fit these walls, if you can tell. Like, it looks good, even me just freeballing it, flying for that matter. So you can kind of just look side to side and be like, yeah, that looks good. So as you can see, compound is very good, symmetrical, easy. Put your large furnaces farther out towards the walls, like where my crosshairs, or not my crosshair, but my sights are, and that'll be good. And obviously I haven't stoned or metaled any of the actual connection back yet. So we are going to start by making this entire little foundation sheet metal. Now, you need to get your large furnaces down early if you're progressing in a base like this, because if you can build all this out of metal right away, you're gonna save 100k stone. That's not a joke. If you can do all this stuff out of metal right away, 100k stone saved. It's crazy. So what am I going to do? We're going to finish this main footprint. So I'm going to switch over to sheet metal just to make it easier on myself. But you want to put a triangle off of each side like this. Oh, not on each side. Apologies. On one side like this, I'm going to come over here and actually upgrade this just so it's a little more sense made. Okay. And now what I'm going to do is this will need to be broken for a second. Be triangle or square, triangle. Keep this twig just for now. And this will finish our footprint like this. And then this one can be stone. It actually doesn't matter, but as you can see here, there's a triangle like this, like a little bow tie. If you have this, here, I'll even make it easier for you. If it looks like this, you're good. Now make your stone. Okay? That's how this is going to be, because this is going to be our honeycomb for our bunkers here. Okay? Now switching back over to sheet metal, these are the bunker modules. And you don't have to do each sheet metal door there, but like that. And then I like to do these square modules going up always as sheet metal, as will be better. To actually ensure that the bunker works, what I suggest doing is placing this at a twig right now and not going any further. So ready? So we place this wall as twig. Okay. Place a roof triangle. I'm going to fly over here. You see that's opened. If this bunker closes, that means you have placed something wrong. If this messes up, like here, if I place this like this, see it closed? I messed up. Can't do that. Okay? You need to place these triangles off of main TC, off of this door, like this. And once you check it, once you place them, come down here and check it. If this bunker is closed, you've done something wrong, you gotta replace these triangles. You'll see that this little gap here, like this, that means you've done it right. And once you have it right, sheet metal up, like so. And obviously the bunker always stays twig, never upgrade this. You just break it to close the bunker. So obviously you put your battery, good loot in there, whatever you want, restart comps, that's usually what I do. Breaking this, ensuring that it works once more. Perfect. Okay. Now, continue to build up the base. We are going to build just higher and higher. So this will be our jump up to our next level. And obviously, we're just gonna keep building it up and kind of just going along with it. Now these are battery module, or not battery, but bedroom modules. So all these things are bedrooms. Just that's all they're gonna be used for. If you guys can do this all as sheet metal, like I said before, you're gonna save 100k stone. So I really do suggest doing it. and just coming up sheet metal more and more. And then I like to do my doorways as a stone, as they don't really matter as much, and these technically don't matter as much after the first level. And since there is a bunker here, you're gonna notice this gap. This is also just a, yeah, make sure this is here. If it's not, your bunker is most likely wrong. And then placing all the stuff like normal. Okay. Now that I've built it up 2 stories, I'm just gonna sheet metal the top because it looks better, like so. We are going to build the next side. It's basically the same thing, but the only major and real difference is that there's no entrance into base from this side. So all you're really gonna do is make this into a bunker module and a bedroom module on top. And that's really it. I mean, it's pretty simple. And we're gonna be placing the bunker the same way we did this last time. So make sure to do this at a twig. Place this wall up beforehand, place the roof triangle, place the triangles, or the roof above it, and make sure that it is like this. If it's not, you've done something wrong, and you need to relook at how you're placing things. Once it's right, upgrade the walls accordingly, put your battery in there, get the turrets hooked up, you know how the deal is, and then break it whenever you want to seal it up. Okay, continuing making this module, we're just going to build it up. Obviously, I'm building up a little differently and a little faster than you might expect. So just continue to build up here. We are now met with the base built up to its second, what would be the 3rd floor now. Okay. So obviously the space is huge, so we're gonna keep building this up. So this entire core, the way I like to do it is, if you haven't already, try to upgrade your main base, at least the top part. Like so. I want to build up what will be our open core. So this side over here is our main entrance into base, these 3 sides. This side, this side, this side. So that means this will be our entrance into open core. Well, these will be our loot rooms. And obviously you could switch this around, but this is the way we do it, or I do it rather. So these are our open core large box like loot rooms. These are gonna have our ramp peaks and all that. Putting our ramps here. This is usually how I build it right away, as just getting it sealed off right away is just really nice, easy, kind of good to go. Place half walls in the middle here, like so. Continuing with the build up. Do 2 walls on this side, 2 walls here. Apologies for symmetry not working and replacing those. Half walls here, followed by windows. These windows are where the vending machines are going to go. So make sure these windows are like this. They look a little weird to be here, but trust me, it is worth it in the end. Okay. Our entrance here. Half walls like this to seal this off. And like so. And obviously you don't have to do these triangles where I'm doing them right now. However, it is spots for furnaces. Then sealing this little part off. And finally, putting our little windows here. I like doing it like this. And this could technically really be stone, but I'd suggest upgrading it later. So, okay. Up here, the window, double door frame for that little bedroom there. And now the entire thing can be capped off. And apologies for having to upgrade things a lot. Symmetry is, I don't want to just keep toggling back and forth. This is practically the entire open core. You can see it's taking its shape really fast. Obviously, there's nothing here because we haven't built this up yet, but we're gonna do that now. Continuing with our sheet metal. We're gonna wall in what these will be our little loot rooms right here. And continuing on, we'll keep coming along. Keep chugging along, going, expand it more. I'll wall this section in here. I do suggest sheet metaling this. Apologies for making it stone. And then windowing this off. Grabbing our embrasure here. Give us a little peek. And jumping up here. All right. So when you want to place these vending machines, obviously you're going to want your flexing vending machines. Make sure not to place them as far right as possible, as if you place a vending machine as far right as possible and let's say the garage door gets broken, there's a chance that it won't let you replace because of like just hitbox bugs. So watch how I place them now to actually know how to really place them. So grab your vending machine, stand like right in front of it, and go as far left as possible. You'll see that eventually it just stops. It like locks into place before like going red. So as far left as possible, place it, and then come back, and then go as far left as possible. You'll see that there'll be this little gap here. That means you've done an amazing one, and you're good. I suggest testing that on a server beforehand, and then you can place a glass window behind this, like so. It's a little weird, but you can place a glass window, and that just makes it so it's like almost even more honeycomb for open core. And then same thing here, but instead of going left, you're going to go as far right as possible. Okay, that's as far right as it goes, and as far right as it goes. You can place this glass window 100% straight through the thing, if it lets you. Boom. And this glass window is, yep, just honeycomb. And then early game turrets, depending on where you want them, it's personal preference, but I like to put turrets here as these hold a lot of the open core really easily. And obviously we're going to be putting turrets right here. Obviously, garage doors, all your doors, everything in here. Put your furnaces down here, do your whole thing. For these loot rooms, you're going to want to be putting ramps like this, so lowered ramps like so. You can crouch just how I do. And to place these like shelves in here, place a square, place a triangle through the wall, break the square, and place a triangle coming back, and then upgrade this. Like so. And I like to do squares up here as it's better stability than putting triangle up here, and I can fit small boxes. And then obviously, once you've done that, break these triangles on the outside. Okay. Coming into here, we basically have a good open core. Obviously, boxes here, boxes here, boxes here. You get the point. Keep expanding up. This is going to turn into bedrooms like this. Boom. I do these out of stone. And then anywhere you can, use sheet metal, obviously, everything early. And then these modules are literally just going to be built up over and over again. Just rinse, repeat. It's pretty darn simple at this point. You just build it up 2 more stories at a time. And these are just literally just bedrooms. And obviously you can turn these into other things if you want. You can technically do bunkers in these, but I'm not showing you how to do that there, as it takes a little more advanced knowledge to do so. And then capping this off higher. Then she go to this. Stone here. If you're confused, please come and ask Discord or questions in my Discord. I'm more than happy to help. Send screenshots. We'll get it handled. And coming over here. Okay. Now you see that we've built up our base. It is obviously all in sheet metal right now, so we got to add the honeycomb. So it's not just all in sheet. So here we go. So off the square or the triangle right here, build up this honeycomb all the way up, and then off this triangle like so, build up, and then cap this off like so, and then capping these little triangles in as well. Okay. Obviously at this point, oh, apologies. We have to do this part right here. Gotta do it on both sides. That might help. Little bow tie here. Apologies about forgetting that. Almost let slip my mind. Okay. And as you can see here now, the base has its honeycomb for those bunkers, those loot rooms. Everything is honeycombed. It's beefy. We get the point. Okay. Next thing to do is finish this wide gap connection right here. So good thing you've left this twig this entire time. If this isn't twig on your thing, you're gonna have a lot of soft sign too. That's why I've left a twig here, and it's really imperative that you did so. So coming in here, we're gonna place 5, apologies, let me get twig on here. 5, or sorry, no, rather. Coming back from here, apologies for all this. I'm gonna switch to symmetry on the entire thing. Break 2 of these triangles and come back with 3 triangles like so, then like so. Is this right? No, apologies. Okay, there we go. Okay, so from there, from these 4 twig triangles, you're going to break the 2 closest to base, place these 3 triangles, and make this build out. This will be our wide gap. You can see that it fills in every section like so. Now that you have this, it is time that you can sheet metal this all up, apologies for the lag back, is this is going to make our little mini channel wall. And now these foundations are ready to be like so. Now you obviously need to connect this back to the base. So grabbing a double door frame right away and these floor frames, place it like so. This will connect it back to base. And now to make sure these foundations don't decay, place your mini channel wall, well, window walls, like so. And then we're going to glass window, do this like so. And these are going to be bedrooms. You can see how it's taking shape now. And then obviously you can do different embrasures if you want, or different peaks. It's personal preference. And then my mini channel wall turrets go like this to cover our entry points. Like so. And obviously bedrooms. And you can see how this really takes shape very quickly. Okay. And coming from the outside. Apologies for not doing this earlier, by the way. But if you didn't know, please put your barricades on your externals. I just noticed. I apologize, guys. This is very bad of me. Okay. Keep building like so. Now, to keep building up to our actual student floor, place these foundations like so, and build up. This entire little, like, circle ring, just gonna be built up foundations. Just keep building up to this level. Now, place your floor frames like so. This is our little ramp that leads up. Apologies for messing that up. Like so. Now, if the stability isn't allowing you to place it, it's a weird thing. This is gonna be the weirdest thing you've ever seen, but watch this. Wow, okay, 1 minute, it's not working at all today. Oh, if it's not working, it's a weird thing here, but you gotta place these triangles like so, because this is where the other wide gap part is gonna come in. Okay, there we go. See, like so. We're good. Okay. Now we can surround this entire little section with windows. Windows like so. I'm gonna put my embrasures on here early. Like so. Apologies, guys. The little building things are fun. And now turning these into little half walls to get our little peaks here. Okay? We're good. And obviously building this over like this. Okay? Building off here, we're gonna just build straight up. This section right here can be stone actually. It doesn't really matter for stability wise. So I'll build this one up in stone and this outer one in sheet metal. Okay. And then finishing the wide gap section on every side. I also do like to put a triangle floor frame right here. This can be stone, but it's just for stability for the upper stuff. Okay. Now building our windows like so. Just keep going around. For our roof peak, we're gonna put a half wall here. 2 double door frames like so. And then more windows. Then here's our roof peak. So if it places, there we go. And then these double doors like this. Our jump ups, or our doors more like. And capping this entire thing off. Obviously we're still working here. We haven't even done the central portion, but I've built up the entire wide gap shooting floor for the most part. If you have someone that is a dedicated crafter, get them to craft embrasures. It's super useful. Or just do it while you're building. Now this is actually our roof, so I'm gonna put our roof triangles here. And cap off this little section. Oh, there we go. Double door like this. See, we have our roof peaks. And obviously the roof isn't done, but you can see these roof peaks are taking shape. Okay. Putting double door frames like this on every side. Awesome. And a wall in this and like so. Now we're gonna switch back to 3-sided symmetry. So this makes sense. Above these ramps, you're gonna want to build these triangles like so. These should be sheet metal. They're really important because this is where our turrets are gonna be housed. Double door frames. Obviously it's multi-TC. There will be a gap here. Perfectly normal. And walling these sections in. And if you can't make these sheet metal, it's better, obviously, because these are a really important part because these turrets are gonna be here. These are really important, so please get these down. And then continuing on with this. we'll be fine. And one of these sides I like to turn into my roof jump ups. We're gonna have 3 roof jump ups on the space. You could put a window here, doesn't really matter. Do whatever you want, I'm gonna do it like so. Yep. And then this little section in the middle here, I like to also turn into just more stability, because who doesn't like stability? Yep. Boom. Boom. Double door roof. We gotta finish this section right here. So these are gonna actually turn into bedrooms. Obviously, these squares have been used as bedrooms almost this entire time. So capping these off, this can all be stone, by the way. These bedrooms aren't the most important. I mean, they're shooting floor bedrooms, which are awesome, but they're still not the most important part. So just rotating them out like this. Oops, apologies. Like so. You get some pretty simple but nice. Oop, let me place that proper. Oop, having a little server issues. It's okay. And boom. And these are going to turn into bedrooms. Yet again, bedroom here, bedroom here. Coming over here, you may notice. Yeah, I continue building this up and capping this off. But you may notice that this gap right here is kind of big. You can fall through this. So the way to stop this and making people not stop is put a window like this and put an embrasure. This will stop anyone from, falling through. You might be able to get pushed through this, but it's still like really annoying to do so because of all these frames. So you'll be fine. And obviously you can see here our wide gapping. Those are very nice. Coming to this side, we haven't done this, but it's just going to turn into the same good old bedroom modules, like so. So bedroom, bedroom. I like to put a locker here, or you can put an auto turret facing like this. Whatever floats your boat. Good on this. Remember that these are just our bedroom modules going up. So these are done. And you can tell this base is very symmetrical on all sides. So like it's once you kind of like get the hang of it, it's just repetition. Okay, coming to roof, the last things to do are adding these roof peaks. So we put windows like so, and then roofs off these tiles. Boom, boom, and putting embrasures on. Flying back in a second once I have all these embrasures on. See that this is what she'll look like. Obviously symmetrical on all the sides. Going to roof, we still have a few things to do. Capping off these little pieces of little like honeycomb. And then adding these, I'd call them bedroom, but also just little battery spots. I'll sheet metal this compartment. Apologies for using HQM. Like so. Turning this into a just little bedroom. Bed, locker. Boom. Boom. Oop. Bed in place. Boom. Done. Okay. Last thing to really note is where to put the main 6 windmills. I'm only showing you 6 windmill locations right now, but I'm going to show you actually where more of them can go. You can fit a absolute metric crap ton of windmills in the space and externals and all that. It's crazy. But these are going to be the main windmill locations. I'm doing the old method where I don't mess with any of this stuff all fancy. I just like to place it like this, and it works on every side. I don't do any of the fancy breaking of the stuff. I know it's possible. I just have had issues with the past breaking, and I just don't want those issues to kind of come across. So these are the main 6 windmills, but obviously a clan, a big group is going to need more. So the best things to usually do is either you make the windmills off of the externals right here, or simply off of like your gatehouses going up like this. And I didn't even show this in the tour, but this is where they go. And these are obviously really good spots if it would allow me to place. But the game is being a little stinky today, so we're going to do a different method. Now, obviously, these are very unlikely to get hit, so if you did it like this, you'd probably be fine. But if you get my point here, there's a ton of windmill spots. You just have to place them in wherever you think is the best for your group. Obviously, they're not all going to hit almost no matter what you do, so you'll most likely be fine for the most part. So at this point, the last things that we're going to go over are what deployables to place, what and where. So let's get to do that. So obviously, double doors on these, double doors on these sides. This is our other side. So just double dooring this off. Every bedroom should have a double door. Spam garage doors on the jump ups. So if you have the gears, just every left side like so, and these spots. So like this. And then this section is the most important. This is really the only place you really need garage doors, is on this little area. This little walk-in. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that you only need it here. And then I like to put them on these loot rooms. You can put a ramp under here if you want, but you don't really need it as just as upkeep. Just place boxes like so for drop boxes. You'll be good. Placing your furnaces in here, you're going to be able to get... I like to do a lot of furnaces in here. You don't have to do this furnace spots, but it's personal preference. So if I place this proper, boom. Tier 3 or whatever can go in the central area along with repair and research table. I just put one on each of these, and you're usually pretty good. You can put boxes up here like this, but I just like it being open as I think it looks nicer. You can put disco, that's what we usually do, a disco ball. Coming over here, you can place your loot rooms, and to do so, these are just your basic loot rooms that I'm always showing you guys. You're gonna place your boxes like so. Boom. Small boxes. If you like small, you can use small boxes, but obviously you can just like shove a large in front too. But it's personal preference. It always is. And you can fit smalls in here if you place these larges just a little further back, like so. Boom. So apologies on the placement being a little wrong, but as you can see, it's pretty easy, self-explanatory. And the reason I don't do large boxes on here is because then I can place a garage door at any time, like so. So it's pretty simple. Other than that, just make sure to use your battery modules, your bunker batteries. Those are really efficient. So I'm going to show that once more and how I set that up. So opening this with twig, I'll come down here and I simply place my large box like I would in a TC loot room. Place my battery. So I'll place this like pixel perfect, so it's actually right. And then just place your box here, if it would. She's not working. Like this. But you get my point. I almost make it like the batteries a TC for all you think of. And then garage door these off. And then either use a ladder or a furnace here, depending on how the foundation height or the terrain height is. Like so, just to get over that little jump. And you're good. And remember, 6 batteries, or 6 bunkers rather in this base. Tons of space for turrets absolutely everywhere. You should not run out of turret locations in this base, especially since you can fit like a minimum of like how many in the China wall, like the mini China wall. You get 12 down here. You can get like 12 in the outskirts here, minimum. You can get an absolute metric poop ton in the open core. Here, here, here. You can place them like. If you get my point, you get my point. Like you can put turrets just absolutely everywhere. Where you'll be fine. So that about does it for the base build. So I do hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, a comment, tell me what to build next. If you have any questions or concerns about the base design being too expensive or whatever, what peaks aren't good, whatever is not meta right now, let me know. Join my Discord. We can talk about it. I'm always looking to improve. All right, without further ado, I love you guys, and I will see you in the next build.